commendable. His hard work beyond our comprehension. Today we have Annuji also. Oh, good morning, Sudhaji.
Here is Sudha. Hi, Sudha.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Today
Good morning, Annu.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, Anu.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you all?
We are good.
Very good, ma'am. Nice to see you, ma'am.
So
Same
nice
here.
to see the familiar faces today together. Anuji, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Recording also, madam, started. Everything is ready.
Okay, Ji, I think it is according to my watch, 10:59, means 1 minute more. So
Yes, ma'am.
Swati should be here to get ready to speak.
Yeah, still 1 minute is there. We can wait. We had 13 participants are present.
Ji. Same thing I'm watching. Muttu sir, check with Swati madam if she's there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So Sudha Mohi is also here. Good morning, Sudha ji.
Yeah,
morning,
Sudha. A
Good
second.
morning, ma'am.
I think we can start now. It's
Yeah,
time to start.
yeah, Swati madam. Muttu sir is checking with her, otherwise he will start.
Good morning, Dr. Manju Chugani ji.
Good
Oh,
morning.
yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Jay. Good morning. Namaskar.
Good to see you. Good to
Namaskar,
see
ma'am.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for
बहुत
inviting me.
अच्छा लगा आपको देख के बहुत दिनों बाद है
आप
Yeah,
लोग का आशीर्वाद चाहिए.
हाँ
Thank
जी
you. Thank you.
Huh. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Muttu sir,
Yes, ma'am.
time to start. If she's not
Yes.
there, why don't you just start the first portion? What do you say? When she comes, she can join us.
Ma'am. Swati madam also joined.
Oh, she's
Yes,
joining.
ma'am. I can.
Okay.
Swati ma'am, have you
Yeah.
joined? Yes, ma'am. She joined.
Okay. Maybe having internet problem again.
Mhm.
Yes, Muthuji.
Madam joined, ma'am. She'll start, it seems, ma'am. Just 2 minutes. She joined, it seems, ma'am.
I hear
Swati, ma'am,
someone.
joined or not?
Mr. Sir, can you hear
Yes, ma'am.
me?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think, not to waste time, I will read the names of the new members which are going
Okay,
to
ma'am.
be in our society. So instead of wasting time,
Okay, ma'am.
I'm starting. These are our new members in our regular and students. We are so happy to inform you that from May to June, we have 38 members. Nidhi Gupta, Vaswa Ankulaben, Mithabhai, Dr. Nitesh Kumar Sharma, Dr. Aparna Bhushan Kale, Savitri Katti, Rupali Ji Garg, Professor Dr. N.E.P. Alexander, Hemant Sharma, Rajan Lal Khajak, Prerna Bandari, Akif Lal, Nazma Ahmed, Dr. Amit Kumar Biradar, Sukhdeep Kaur, Udipa Anna Barua, Vishnu Kumar Nama, Sadhana Besha, Apanna Gaud, M. Patil, Mrs. Neetu, Simarjit Kaur, Shaif Ali Singh Chauhan, Mrs. Martha Sunil Raut, Rohit Yadav, Professor Mrs. Sandhya Mishra, Sweta Sahu, Dr. Pratibha Singh Thakur, Deepika Sethi, Mrs. Lindsay Abraham, Dr. Shruti Sharma, and students, there are 9. And Jadeja Rajdeep Singh, Subjuba, Mrs. Rathor Falguni Mohandas, Nayak Ben, Patel Ayushi, and Shantapa Deshwant, Gimba Hassan, Devayo, Muhammad Adamu Juji, Kawan and Bariya Jyoti. And Muthu sir will be doing induction in the society. And there are 3 who are going to be in our Hall of Fame. And they are our, this is Swati Patanla, Annie, our Annie and Rumaji. And they are 3 from Bihar chapter Lily. If she is still not there, let
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Swati, ma'am, please
Yes, ma'am.
Here.
Good
Good
morning, ma'am.
start.
Ma'am, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
right.
So I would like to thank
There
you.
is some background noise is going on. Please see that, that's just mute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, all of you. Thank you to Suikhana ma'am and Bini Joy sir, the president of this NSS, for giving me this opportunity. Shubhu Kurati Kalyan Murugya Dhan Sampada Shatru Buddhi Vinashe Deep Prajoti Namostute. To take this morning as a blessed one, invoke it for a Saraswati by kinding the blessings for us. I will start the session as a master of ceremony. As a resource person, today's chief guest is the Shweta Rani CM ma'am, and I would like to congratulate to all to have this session of a research webinar 7, and inductees, that is head of family, that me, myself, Swati Patanwal, and Mrs. Ruma Chaudhary Bhattacharya and Mrs. Annie Varghese ma'am. I would like to congratulate to all to have this session, and we'll start the research study presentation. First of all, I would like to myself, Swati Patanwal, Dr. Swati Patanwal, Assistant Professor, KMC, RMC Jalon. I am working as a professor in RMC Jalon, UP. I have a 13+ years experience in the professional setting, have published many research studies and referral journal of forensic nursing textbook and manual procedure of midwifery book. I have participated and presented many conferences and reviewed many nursing textbooks and introduced I would like to introduce our NSS founder, Patron ma'am, and Sui Khanna ma'am. Next slide, please. So here it is a time for lamp lighting for an inaugural ceremony of this session.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Thank you, sir. With this, I would like to welcome all as delegate petals whisper tales of beauty and grace. We are delighted to extend our heartfelt greetings to each of heartfelt greetings to the our chief guest and today's resource person, that is Professor Dr. Shweta Rani CM, Principal, Shambhunath Research Institute of Medical Science and Hospital, Jhalwa, Prayagraj, Uttarakhand. I would like
UP. It is my mistake. UP.
UP. Prayagraj, UP. First of all, I would like to invite all inductees of today's session, that is me, myself, and Ruma Chaudhary Bhattacharya ma'am and Annie Varghese. I would like to request all Dr. Survasha Narula Khanna ma'am, founder of this patron and the founder of this session, NSS, Binu Joy sir. So I would say the next slide, please. So this session is the, so today the first session inductees and the second session is for the research presenters, and today's guest of honor, that now I would like to respect our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Manju Jugani ma'am, Professor Anuputi ma'am, and today's special guest is Dr. Bimla Kapoor, Senior Advisor, and Dr. Ashia Qureshi. They are the respected today's guests and dignitaries, and we are very elegant to have a splendor of flowers for them, for surrounding, and welcome you all, ma'am, for gathering and enchanting this garden of a full of this session.
Presenters.
And the presenters of today, research presenters, are Professor Dr. Kripa, Dr. Kripa ma'am, and Angeline, that her research statement is the effectiveness of multi-component intervention, visceral adiposity, and selected biophysical parameters. A very nice study. Then Professor Dr. Mohammad Hussain, his research of statement, I would like to welcome him also for impact of structure and giving a beautiful research session. Then Professor Dr. Indra Moza, that she is the conducted a study experiment on HIV and AIDS and effectiveness and knowledge. And I would like to welcome all research presenters to giving us such opportunity to me and to the session, and giving us such delightful study and research study and making nursing practice to extend. Then I would like to our today's patron and to the session and NSS patron ma'am, that is she is having a 45 years of professional experience in variety of settings and teachings, administration and management. And she has published extensively a referred journal and authored a book and historical perspective on nursing Indian nursing leaders from since 1947 to 2020. A third edition in print and TNI branch president. She was since last 10 years in USA and Canada. She was the national representative of the TNI and the United Nations for the NGO conferences, has a prestigious nurses society in the India, CNRS and NHS, TNTI and NS. That is a great moment. Then worked as a director of a nursing in Gwalior Sophia Nursing College and in Jaipur and Gandhi University. She is a freelance consultant of the curricular development for nursing colleges. And I will start then I would like to call Narula ma'am for the giving a prestigious message and brief message to us.
Next slide, please. Thank you for your glowing introduction. It is indeed It is indeed a great honor and pleasure to be connected with you all via Zoom. Greetings from New York, USA. We have exciting and productive session full of research presentations and full of great findings and implications for neophyte nurses who are going to be our future nurses, and they can use the findings and imply in their care of the patients in their daily routine. I will be joining you in later part for vote of thanks, but my best wishes and God's blessings and having brilliant succession session. The next 3 slides, if you want me, I can continue, but if you want, you can, Swati ji.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for a nice message. Nurses are the silent heroes of the healthcare system, innovating and leading change from the front line. So I would like to introduce our NSS president and founder of this session of NSS, that Professor Binu Joy is a gold medalist and currently working as principal in Rajkot. He is years of professional experience and actively involved in enhancing our NSS mission. He has conducted many national and international workshops, had been key proponent of recent international conference in collaboration with Vibrant College of Nursing. He has published many research articles and referred journals, and he is also an author of a pediatric nursing book. Sir is a lifetime member in the prestigious professional societies and editorial board nursing journals. He is a pillar of our NSS, and I would like to invite the great personality of this NSS president, that is Binu Joy sir, to give his valuable message to us.
Good morning to one and all. It's very great pleasure again to see all the legends of the nursing profession all together. And when we see them in a morning, it makes a rejuvenation, and really it's a blessed Sunday. And a warm greetings of the day, respected honorable dignitaries, Dr. Suresh Narula Khanna ma'am, Dr. Bimla Kapoor ma'am, Dr. Shweta Rani, Dr. Ashik Qureshi ma'am, Dr. Manju ma'am, Dr. Anu ma'am, and dear research presenters and delegates, a warm greetings of the day. It's really great honor to be with you in this research webinar series. Yes, I'm very thankful to all of you who have come forward to disseminate your research knowledge, and really looking forward to hear from you all. I take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Swati ma'am, Dr. Ruma ma'am, and Annie madam, who are going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame of Nursing Scholar Society today. Thank you once again. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Every effort is worthy of applause. Dream big, achieve more, celebrate the effort, and embrace the journey. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your message. Now it's time for the first session, that is induction of a Hall of Fame for all three SV. So first of all, we are here with the Ruma Bhattacharya ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And Mrs. Annie Varghese, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And we feel pleasure to invite you and to have a session with you. And as concluding our all blessings to all of you, all we have joined, all respected dignitaries, guest of honors, and the chief guest, I would very feel an opportunity to and very pleasure to welcome you all. So I would like to continue with Ruma Bhattacharya ji, ma'am. The madam has 11+ professional experience and variety of settings after obtaining the nursing degree and specializing in medical surgical nursing. She is a lifetime member of a TNI, Ministry of Health and UAE, AFCO and SOC and NSS. Wow, nice, very great. She has extensively published article, quasi-experimental studies in the refereed journals. Madam has participated and organized many workshops and the conferences. She is appointed as a chairperson of a cultural education committee in Lily chapter, as we are today inductors, and is very enthusiastic to the participate and conduct chapter activities along with the we are feeling with the Dr. Sandeep Karwasar. Congratulations for all inductees and to me also in this head of family and NSS. So this is me at I have 13 plus experience and have researched many the same as I previously told you, national international referee. So now we will our third guest, that is Mrs. Ani Varghese ma'am. She is currently working in the nursing superintendent Ahmedabad, and she's completed her BSc nursing hospital management from Gandhinagar. She has given outstanding award from the Epic Hospital in Ahmedabad, and she is our executive member in Lily chapter, Bihar state, and the chairperson of the special event committee. So I would like to welcome you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time for NSS Society. It's a great event of oath ceremony conducted by National President, our great sir, that is professional Dr. Binu sir. So I would like to call Narula ma'am and Binu sir for the pledge.
I Binu Jo, solemnly pledge my allegiance to the society that I will be abiding by the rules and regulations of this honorable society. I will discharge my duties and bear the responsibilities as an office bearer. I will carry on my responsibilities as a life member. I will be responsible and not give any statements to media or in any groups which will reflect negatively to the society. I will function as a part of the society and not solo to promote agenda or business. I pledge in front of Almighty and in general body to uphold the nursing professional standards and project the honorable image of my profession. I request members to repeat, I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Secondly, there is a second pledge, that is pledge for the Hall of Fame. I would like to call Narula ma'am for that.
Let Binu sir continue.
Okay. So
I solemnly pledge as an inductee of the Hall of Fame of Nursing Scholars Society that I will honor and cherish the valuable award by showing my elegance to the society. I will uphold the standards of nursing profession, strive to promote and project the positive image of nursing profession. I will keep my elegance as a life member of this prestigious team. I pledge in front of Almighty to promote and perform my duties as assigned. I request everyone to say I do.
I
do.
I do.
I do. I do.
Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next, we will go towards the our today's guest of honor, Professor Dr. Shweta Santoshji. Their introductory, that is, she is the currently working in Principal Shambhunath Research Institute of Medical and Hospital, Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Shweta Rani CM completed her PhD in year 2021 in the specialty of obstetric and gynecological. She is a life member of many prestigious societies, including Karnataka Nursing Council, BSc, MSc, and Nursing Scholar Society, SOMI member, UIGNR, TNI, etc. She is a reviewer board, editorial board member of many national and international journals. She has also published 15 plus research articles and 2 patents in 14 years of nursing career. She has vast experience and expertise in the nursing field, making her valuable addition to any Health Organization. Shweta ji has participated and organized many workshops and conferences at local, state, national, and international. She is a silver medalist in the BSc and gold medalist in MSc studies. She has member of board and governor UP SMFSC, and she is assigned for the secretary of a Petunia chapter. I invite Dr. Shweta Rani to introduce our chief guest.
For your message.
For a message.
Thank you, Swati ma'am. And also, I congratulate you for being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Very good morning to one and all present over here. Nursing Scholar Society is doing a great job in enhancing the quality of nursing professions by organizing many scholarly and learning activities. And this research presentation is being one among it. Research in nursing is allowing the nurses to provide the best quality services in nursing education, patient care, and administration. It is also providing high quality learning experience. It's a great moment when when the scholars share their research with the fellow professionals. Research is never complete without critics and analysis. I hope this research presentation ensures the benefit of study and it is passed on to others for an efficient utilization. It is a great moment when scholars share their research with fellow professionals. I wish all the presenters a very successful, productive, and encouraging discussion of their knowledge and enhance our knowledge together. I'm really excited to be a part of this. I also congratulate all the inductees and all the special guest students. I would also like to thank Dr. Sukanna ma'am and Binu sir for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this. I'm very honored for this. And once again, I wish you all a very success and productive section. Thank you. Thank you, Swati ma'am.
Thank you.
Swati,
thank you, ma'am. On behalf.
He is also resource person today. Just
yes, ma'am. Yes, she is also a resource person today's session. I feel I would like to thank you on behalf of this NSS. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all those who have again joined us. So now it's time to honor our today guest of honor, that is Dr. Manju Chukani. That is, she is the RN RM MSc MBA PhD and former Dean SNAS, head of the department in OBG and Gynae, Rufaida College of Hamdard University and New Delhi. The prestigious International Mary Govran Agent of the Change Award winner 2020, Global Nursing Leadership Institute Scholar for Signature ICN Leadership Program 2021, completed multi-country midwifery initiative program from Lund University, Sweden, April 2022, certified as a NAC assessor, completed advanced research methodology course at Karolinska, Sweden, country contact from the midwifery today, steering committee member of Quality Maternal and Newborn Care Alliance, nodal head of the National Skill Training Center Daksh and Zambia Hamdard, board member of the IDF IPS India, expert member of UGC, editor in the Chief International Journal of Nursing and Midwifery Research, research guide for the 8 PhD scholar and postgraduate students, had participated in the 350 international and national conferences, seminars, workshops as a panelist, and more than 70 publications in the international and national journals. Had 24 awards and recognition in her credit, has visited more than 20 countries for conference and paper presentation, guest lectures, and collab. We would like to thank ma'am that she has a great personality and every has with us. Now I would like to call her for a respected ma'am for our message.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Honorable Dr. Madam Petrin, special invitees, and in fact our mentors I would call Dr. Bimla Kapoor, Dr. Aisha Qureshi Madam, and Dr. Binu Jo, President NSS, who is actively working towards development of this society, and all our chief guest, Shweta Rani Madam, all presenters, Dr. Kripa, Dr. Hussain, Dr. Indra, and all those who have received Hall of Fame and have taken the oath Dr. N. Varghese, Dr. Ruma, Dr. Swati, who has been speaking since the beginning. I would like to thank everyone for inviting and joining this webinar, 7th webinar. I have done a lot of research work in India as well as with Karolinska University after advanced research course at Sweden. So this idea of sharing research studies by PhD scholars who have finished their PhDs is extremely excellent idea, I would say. And this is what it is. Napoleon said, do small things in a great way. So that's the way, small steps, but in a great thinking, great leaders and great visionaries we have with us. They are giving these ideas and we all are doing this. So that's the way we can have, we can improve our research base. And it's very important to have interventional studies. And first one I saw multi-component interventional study. That is what is required in today's scenario. And I am known among my students, master's students as well as PhD students, they are little scared to come to me because they say, you will give some new topic, you will not agree on whatever has been already done. So yeah, that's the problem which they face. They call it as problem, I call it as challenge. And I every year try to overcome this. Yeah. And this society actually is doing a great job by organizing these kind of activities and honoring, because that is what was missing with us, that we are not honoring our people in a small way. We want to appreciate. That is what I like about this society. And wherever I'm going for inspections, I am carrying that link for making them member, even though I'm not a person who is responsible for this, but I like the ethos and the main vision of this society. So that is why many of the members whose names were announced today, they were like convincing work done, I would say, and they agreed readily. And we will keep on doing this work because the way our patrons, our advisors are working, we need to do that. And it's our pleasure to contribute whatever we can. And we are always ready to do whatever is advised or is required. And I would like to congratulate once again all the members who have received the Hall of Fame, and all three speakers who are going to speak on their research topics, and also the organizers. And thank you so much, Dr. Swati, for giving such a nice introduction. And it's my honor to be part of this 7th webinar series. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your very knowledgeable and important motivational thought and message to us. We would like. So next we will go towards, it is from Florence Nightingale to modern days, heroes working in the hospital, clinicals and community worldwide. Nurses have always been at the forefront of healthcare, providing comfort and healing, unwavering dedication, continuing thoughts on this. So I would like to next our guest of honor invite that is Dr. Anu Joykutti ji. She is an energetic personality and is always stand to keep the nurse. She is madam is a treasurer of the Nursing Scholar Society, and she has completed her graduation in year of 2008, Dayanand Sagar College, Bangalore. Post-graduation from the M.V. Shetty College of Nursing 2012 and doctorate degree from the Sri JJT University, Jaipur in 2023. She is working as a professor in Sodha Institute of Rajkot, Gujarat. She has published midwifery casebook of GNM BSc Nursing and midwifery textbook for BSc Nursing. She has published 20 papers in national and international journals. She has been moderator, resource person, and master of ceremony for the various international conferences, webinar, and workshops. She is examiner and paper setter for various universities. She is a member of various organizations like NSS, TNI, and NTA. She have received a Star Performer Award from Apollo Hospital, Chennai 2009, and also have a training sessions. I would like to call ma'am for her message.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And it's a great pleasure to be present over here before all the legends, our patron madam, Bimla ma'am, then Aisha Qureshi ma'am, Manju ma'am, Shweta ma'am. So I thank you first, all of you, to be honored today in this platform. So first of all, it's a great event that we have organized the research platform. And here it is a good initiative by National NSS Country, the way for the researchers to present themselves, the idea which they explode and approach for future inventions in our nursing. With self-motivation and enthusiasm, we all can be a part of this research and especially encourage our students to come up with their innovations in the research, which can be a milestone in our nursing. We need a system to disseminate the result of each true researchers widely with a better understanding of the research. And I want to conclude by Albert Einstein's quote, if we knew it, what it was, we were doing it. It would not be called a research, would it? No, never. So explore more and more for making our profession higher. So we have great legends and this platform where we are presenting the researchers, our supporters and guidance will be given by all the great personalities like Vimla ma'am, Isha ma'am, and Sukhana ma'am. And I thank you, National President Dr. Binu Joswar, for giving me this opportunity also. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your message. Next, we will turn towards the our next special guest, that is Professor Dr. Bimla Kapoorji, Senior Advisor, National NSS, a respected Iron Lady ma'am. Dr. Bimla Kapoorji is a national advisor, senior national advisor, in addition to the gracing senior in CNRS also. She has a 55 plus years of professional experience in variety of professional settings. She is pioneering in distance in nursing national, international level and has been an expert in the National Nursing Bill Committee with Ministry of Health and Welfare, Government of India, and now in the new law. Madam has published extensively and authored her very first book, Psychology and Secretary, for this still held as key book to study to gain skills for rendering quality for the patients. So now I would like to inviting Madam Dr. Bimla Kapoorji for her message and blessings.
Thank you so much, Swati. Thanks a lot. Dr. Sukhana Petral, Binu Jo, evergreen president and a very hardworking person. I think you motivate all your team members to work effectively. Dr. Swati, Dr. Muthu, Professor Dr. Manju Chugani. I heard her, I don't know whether I have heard her, but I've heard her formally and I'm so proud of her. The way she spoke, the integrated thoughts she brought in towards the society and also towards the research scholar is really, it's beautiful and very focused speech she gave. Dr. Aisha Qureshi, I know Dr. Aisha Qureshi and Dr. Sukhana, you are late for your night's sleep. Dr. Anu, always present and evergreen, coming up, bubbling with all the things. Eminent researchers and their research studies. I was just seeing the headings. Also the invited guests, friends who are attending today's session. I think I feel very proud that we are able to take forward, as very rightly said by Dr. Manju Chugani and also our chief guest, that we are able to have a forum where the research studies findings are being presented. Because, you know, there is no forum like that where the research study findings are being given a chance to go for presentation. Now, once these presented, because PhD research study is a very, very hard work. I know there are certain PhDs which are not done in a manner where it should be done, because certain universities are providing the PhDs without even having any contribution. But those are people who have done from the proper universities and done the research studies at PhD level. Is a very hard task, And if they have done it, that means that every brain cell is ingrained towards research. Their DNA is full of research, because everything they will think of as a problem and then find a solution to the problem. And that's very important in the nursing profession. Because in nursing, when we are going into the clinical area or teaching in the classroom, you find that every moment there is a problem which is generated, may it be in the clinical setting or with the students, and we try to find out the solution, best of a solution, and then practice that solution for the other clinical nurses and other students, and we learn from every situation. So I think PhD is one area where no forum was being provided, and we are very proud that a thought came to Dr. Sukhanna, and we all said, let's go ahead, and we are able to really learn from the scholars what best they have done, because such a forum is one of its kind. Also, I'm very proud of the nursing colleagues who are entered into Hall of Fame, and I'm sure you are being entered into Hall of Fame not just because you are a person, but you are being entered into Hall of Fame because you are an eminent nurse. You are contributing towards the nursing profession, and you are able to really guide the other nursing professionals to learn, understand, and be part of such kind of societies which are non-profitable but also contributing to the nursing profession in a small way, by honoring them, by bringing them to Hall of Fame, by giving them Lifetime Achievement Award, and giving some kind of dignity which we were not having earlier, as said by one of the speakers. Let me also take this opportunity to congratulate all the awardees, all the speakers. We are looking forward to listen to you and also try to apply the knowledge in the clinical area, whoever is listening. Thank you very much. Looking forward to listen to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We are very having an opportunity to have the message. Next, we will turn towards our SNT president, sir, ma'am, that is Professor Asha Qureshi ji, Lifetime Achievement Award during International Nursing Conference in 2017, Excellence Legendary Mother Teresa Award from NRI Societies, presented by Lord Swaraji, Lifetime Achievement Award from Nursing Scholar Society 2020, Life member of 20 professional bodies such as TNI, NRSI, NSS, PHI, World Population Society, and Global Health Conference USA, and many more. Participated as a resource person in almost 50 conferences nationally and internationally. Was member in the various universities, selected committee members, edited and journal of the books, and completed OBE-HRM EV certification program of 6 months from the NEPTAL and SWAYAM award. She has a SWAYAM award, and Secretary NSS and NCR chapter, NSS Joint Advisor at HQ level, NSS Advisor for JNK chapter, Chairperson for the Indian Nursing Conference 2022. We are celebrating her dedication and compassion and tireless effort to the nurses all around the globe. I would like to call ma'am for the message.
Thank you, Dr. Swati, for giving such an elaborative introduction of mine. I'm really, very, very proud to be the part of this prestigious society who is doing such an excellent job, for caring for the caregiver. This is one of its kind so far, that this particular society is giving recognition to their own people. And especially, this webinar series which has been started is really an eye-opener for all of us. We are getting so much opportunity to listen the findings of all the researchers, those who have done the studies at PhD level. And I will appreciate if all the senior people who are sitting over here motivate the students to attend this kind of educational session, the research presentations, that will have the impact, on them. So please go ahead and make more members and tell the students, those who are working now. I'm retired, so I have no students in my hand, but I can push
No
you
problem.
to make more students, to as a member, so that they should attend the conferences like this, webinar like this, and come in contact with such a senior people sitting over here. And I'm really, really grateful and privileged to have Dr. Sue Khanna, who is one of the motivating force behind everything, whatever is going on. She has started this particular forum, and we are all the part of this particular forum just because of her. Of course, Dr. Bimla Kapoor, Mr. Binu sir, and all of you, the Alka Tajane ji, so much of interest she is taking and organizing so much of, activities and all at her level. Dr. Sudha Mohe ji, Dr. Muthu, everyone. You are the part of, excellent work you are doing for this particular forum. And I won't take much of time because I would like to give more time to the presenters, and we would like to listen to their findings and their research studies and all. And I have seen the topics of studies, they are very nicely written and chosen. Like Dr. Manju Chogani has said, that when the students comes to me for the topic to be chosen for the research, he's right, because so much of research is required in artificial intelligence, the impact of digital technology, so many new things that have come. We are talking about innovation, we are talking about transformation, but our nurses are still doing the same type of studies, which has been done by many of the people, So she is very right, If they will come to me, I will also do the same thing, I will accept it. I will not accept it, that the studies which are done again and again and again, So let us now start listening the presenters, and I congratulate all the inductees over here who are inducted in the Hall of Fame. And we are ready now to listen the research presentations of all the researchers, eminent researchers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to say there is if you are have no need of students, but we need your challenge. As today we are facing challenges, unprecedented resilience and fortitude. So we would like to have your knowledge and expertness and your guidance in your proceeding to this session. Now we'd like to announcement of the newsletter that is released by Editor-in-Chief, Professor Dr. Sudha Mohe. Dr. Sudha is the self-motivated PhD holder, great virtue of hard work and with positive attitude and team player. She is the president of Marigold Chapters 25 of Hada, MP State, and elected chief of NSS. She is published extensively in the working on pediatric textbooks, and goal included that is obtaining challenges, responsible position in a professionally managed organization, and having opportunity to utilize the effective to contribute to the success of industry and organization. And guess what? She is at the right place and right time to show her research and right time publication in arena. Currently, she is working as a CEO and principal of a Shri Swami Samath of Nursing Paramedical Science. So I would like to invite her for the continuing message.
Sudha ji.
Sudha ma'am, shall I play?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for introducing me to all. A very warm good morning to all respected people gathered for this seminar. It's a great pleasure for me to announce the publishing of 4th issue of Nursing Scholar Society newsletter. I hearty thanks to all the respected presidents of all the chapters for sending reports of their chapters to put the information, all the details in this newsletter and support me for developing this newsletter. I heartily thanks to our dear beloved patron to encourage me for my work. I also heartily thanks to our respected advisors, Dr. Bimla ma'am and Dr. Ashe ma'am, to have faith on me for this work. I express my gratitude to Dr. Binu Jo sir, Dr. Alka ma'am and Dr. Anu ma'am for your kind support and guidance for my work. This newsletter comprises of last 6 month information of activities, conference, workshops, seminars, and many more. I congratulate to all the whole NSS family for launching this 4th edition of newsletter. Thank you so much to all my editing team also, Rahul sir, Dr. Prachi madam and Dr. Shailin sir for doing this work very effectively and successfully. Thank you. I request to Muthu sir, please play the video of the newsletter.
Sure, ma'am.
ಇದು ಮೂವಿಯಾ
Wonderful.
Thank you, sir, for playing this video. Over to you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for a wonderful newsletter, please. It was very great to have the session. Now, I would like to next Master of Ceremony, second part, that is Professor Dr. Muthu PC sir. Sir is a president of our NSS 40th year, chapter 15 of Karnataka. In addition to doctor degree, along with her, he has completed MSc Community Health Nursing and MBA in Hospital Administration. He worked as an NABH consultant and clinical auditor in here as a certified 10 hospitals for NABH entry level. He has received many certificates and awards, published many articles in referral journals, training of trainer, course in midwifery faculty development program from NRSC New Delhi. He is certified and internal assessor for the Kaya Kalpa, NQAS and Muskan and LAQ SHAY program. He is also a certified Lean Six Sigma, Green Belt, Yellow Belt, and Black Belt. Sir is life member of many nursing associations and societies such as TNI, NTI, NSS, NHAS, and etc. He is certified master trainer for simulation-based education for NRSC New Delhi. He has organized national and international webinars. I invite Muthu sir to continue second part of Master of Ceremony on your sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sathi ma'am, for conducting your first Master of Ceremony. And good morning, all respected dignitaries, respected Khanna ma'am, patron ma'am, and Benu sir, President of NSS, and Bimla Kapoor ma'am, National Advisor, and Ashia Qureshi ma'am, SNT President, and today's Chief Guest of Dr. Sweta Rani ma'am, Principal of SRM Jalwa, Guest of Honor Professor Dr. Manju Chagani ma'am, and Professor Dr. Anu Joypati ma'am, and the eminent speakers of today's events and NSS members and all the participants. It's my honor, pleasure to be here as a guest of honor and Master of Ceremony in the research presentation series. Nursing research has a tremendous influence on current and future professional nursing practices, thus rendering it an essential component of educational process. This research presentation series are providing opportunity to the students, clinical nursing personnel, and faculty members and budding nurses to gain knowledge from their nursing leaders and the disseminating utilize their research findings in different areas. I would like to thank respected Khanna ma'am for initiating and providing this platform for nursing personnels to disseminate their PhD works with others. I wish all our today's research presenter that your productive work will be utilized by the individual and the society. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our first research presenter, Professor Dr. Kripa Angelina ma'am. Angelina ma'am is serving as a professor cum nursing superintendent in MGCRI Pondicherry, and she is pursuing her MBA degree courses, and she is our Pondicherry NSS chapter secretary. Madam has 20 years of professional experience in variety of settings such as academic, research, practice in management, and has participated, attended, organized, and conducted many workshops, conferences, webinars, and CNE at national and international levels. And Madam has published numerous research articles in referred journals and has authored a nursing book. Madam has been awarded certifications, recitations, appreciations, letters for her superb contributions as a teacher, board member, guide, research person, examiner, and for her best dissertations. Madam is a life member of TNI, NSS, NAES, CNRS, CAHU, and BCCNS. I invite Angelina ma'am to present her research study. Over to you, ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am. Angelina ma'am.
So,
Yeah, it's audible, ma'am.
am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible, ma'am.
Here. And it's a very good opportunity. Thank you, Khanna ma'am. Thank you, Binu sir, and Bimla ma'am, everybody. Once again, I thank you all for taking the NSS to a great heights. And now, I would like, without any delay, I would like to go with my research statement. My research statement is, shall I share the slide or it will be done from that side?
Yes.
Ma'am, I'll share it, ma'am. Not a problem. I'll share it, ma'am, accordingly.
Okay. My research statement is effectiveness of multi-component intervention and selected biophysiological parameters, level of stress, quality of sleep among employees with hypertension. As you know, the impact of hypertension is increasing day by day, and health is an important component for all of us. So with this health component and the increased rise of hypertension and the coronary artery disease and the ischemic heart disease, we are in a position to control it at greater levels. And we know what is the impact of this hypertension and the coronary artery disease, which is going to go into the next 5 years. So with this, I have taken the reference from the Global Burden of Disease study, which says that 1990, almost 51% of these people had hypertension. On a few key elements such as identifying those at risk, creating actionable insight about patients, and coaching them toward healthier choices. This was the main reason why the study was chosen, where I am targeting the people at risk and trying to create some actionable insights, and so that they may go for a better health. The WHO report is actually very much alarming, which states that nearly 7 of the CVD, nearly 7th of the 10 leading causes in 2019 among the communicable disease, non-communicable disease. And on the global burden of disease, cardiovascular disease, almost 365.87 million people are getting affected. And the biggest killer is ischemic heart disease. Where the alarming thing is that nearly 26,000 WHO, which made me create devise a research statement based on the hypertensive population. So the need for the study was that the increased prevalence of hypertension, the BP which is not under proper control, that was the main reason. And why I had chosen these multi-component intervention was that the phenolic acid are said to improve the health of the endothelium, dilate the blood vessels, and a similar manner like BP lowering drug. And also, the researcher found that blood pressure was lowest when these naturally occurring antioxidants peaked in the bloodstream. So with this information, pardon, ma'am?
Ma'am, nothing, ma'am.
Shall
Please
I
go ahead,
proceed?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please, ma'am.
continue.
Please,
With
please,
these,
ma'am.
with these literature search and all these, I have devised the multi-component patients who have their BP under control. Next. Next slide, please. So the literature search was done with a greater impact with checking with the prevalence of the hypertension as the first search, literature search. And before that, the objective is to assess the existing level of visceral adiposity, selected biophysiological parameters, level of stress, quality of sleep among the employees with hypertension in control and experimental group, to evaluate and compare the effectiveness of multi-component intervention in all these parameters, both in control and experimental group, to find out the correlation between visceral adiposity, selected biophysiological parameters, level of stress and quality of sleep among employees with hypertension in control experimental group. And last objective was to find out the association between visceral adiposity, selected biophysiological parameters, level of stress, quality of sleep, and selected demographic clinical variables in control and experimental group. The hypothesis framed was, next slide please. The hypothesis was framed was that H1, which states that subjects who received multi-component intervention had a significant reduction in blood pressure, BMI, biophysiological parameters, level of stress, quality of sleep among employees with hypertension. There is a significant hypothesis. 3 is there is a significant correlation between visceral adiposity, biophysiological parameters, level of stress, quality of sleep among employees with hypertension. 4th hypothesis was association between selected biophysiological parameters, visceral adiposity, level of stress, quality of sleep, and socio-demographic variables and clinical variables. So with this hypothesis, I proceeded with the literature search also. The literature search included the prevalence of hypertension, yes, the conceptual framework, I have applied the Imogen King's goal attainment theory, where a device plan of action was taken up with the perception and the judgment, whatever is obtained by the pre-test level. And the plan of action included the multi-component intervention for the experimental group and the routine care for the control group. And with this, I set the mutual goal of reducing all the targeted values, whatever I have intended to measure. And it was implemented, and the post-test was conducted on the visceral adiposity, biophysiological parameters, level of stress, and quality of sleep. And the experimental group, I was waiting for the attainment of the goal of the changes in value of whichever I have taken as an intervention. And whereas the control group, there was the goal which expected goal not be attained and proved as an ineffective. So this was the conceptual framework which I had applied for my research study. The review of literature was categorized under prevalence of hypertension 13 studies, determination of hypertension 15 studies, visceral adiposity, stress and quality of sleep 28 studies were collected. Stress management exercises was keenly searched up, and the same was incorporated, which included 18 studies. Sleep hygiene to improve the quality of sleep 14 studies, and the effect of cherry juice on visceral adiposity, stress management of quality of sleep, where it was taken up with the references of nearly 26 studies. The research methodology adopted was a quantitative approach. Research design was experimental research design. The setting was Neyveli Lignite Corporation India Limited Hospital situated at Neyveli. All NLC employees were diagnosed with hypertension stage 1, where 1 and 2 were the target population. The accessible population were those diagnosed hypertension stage 1 and 2, taking treatment in NLC India Limited Hospital, Neyveli. The sample included all those NLC employees who satisfied the inclusion-exclusion criteria. They were, based on the sampling method, they were categorized in the experimental and non-control group. The data collection was in the first, both of them, the first pre-test was the data collection period. There was social demographic, clinical variables, level of stress was assessed by perceived stress state, quality of sleep assessed by Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, and biophysiological parameters, which included the BMI, WHR, and lipid profile, BP, blood pressure, and blood glucose level. Both was tested during the pre-test during the first visit in the both experimental and control group. Multi-component intervention was given for the experimental group, which included first is the administration of cherry juice, video-assisted demonstration on stress management or exercises, PowerPoint presentation on sleep hygiene measures, which was done during the first visit, and to reinforce all these three, an information pamphlet on stress management and sleep hygiene was given to the subjects in their hands so that they can take it as a reference. Whereas the control group had a routine care where they had a physician consultation, instructions for medications, and follow-up. The post-test was done after the third month for the biophysiological parameters, BMI, and heat-waste ratio, whereas level of stress and quality of sleep was done at the end of every month, that is first, second, and third month. Data analysis interpretation was used, descriptive and inferential analysis, findings were reported, and the recommendation implications were concluded. So this is about the power analysis was calculated, and the sample size was rounded up to 200. The inclusion criteria included those were in the age group of 30 to 50 years, both the gender, diagnosed as hypertension stage 1 and stage 2, and taking treatment 1 to 6 years, who had type 2 diabetes 2, and the BMI about 23 with visceral adiposity, who had sleep disturbance and stress and could understand Tamil and English. The exclusion criteria, who had secondary hypertension, who have undergone major abdominal surgery in the recent 1 year because they have to undergo the belly exercises, were unable to follow command or intellectually challenged, were having comorbid illness such as cardiovascular accidents, coronary artery disease, and endocrine disorders. The description of data collection instruments included socio-demographic performa, clinical variables, visceral adiposity parameters, which included BMI, heat-waste ratio, biophysiological parameters, which included all the lipid profile parameters, and blood glucose value, Cohen perceived stress scale, which included 10 items, and which included 19 items. So all these were collected during the first visit, and the post-test was conducted during the third month for visceral adiposity and biophysiological parameters, whereas stress and sleep was post-tested every second, first month, second, and third month.
Ma'am, M. Ramkumar, please mute yourself, please.
Yes.
M. Ramkumar.
So the details
yeah, please, ma'am, please.
The details of multi-component intervention included administration of cherry juice, video demonstration on stress management, PowerPoint presentation, and information pamphlet to reinforce what they have to follow. So I just like to highlight the preparation of cherry juice alone. It was done through a standard guideline. Tart cherry juice, was taken up. It was taken 100 grams of cherry with 200 ml of water, which is 240 ml of cherry juice, equivalent to 8 ounces, which was recommended to be given to the subjects as per the standard guidelines, which was washed thoroughly, and all the cherries were vertically cut, and the pit was removed. They were put into juicer, and the extract was filtered using a strainer, and 240 ml of cherry juice was available for use. There was no other ingredients added on to this. So this 240 ml cherry juice was filled up in a 500 ml of a bottle, which was given to the researcher which was given to the subject every alternative days at their workplace itself, and it was followed for a period of 12 weeks, where the subjects were instructed to consume it as 2 times a day, 8 ounces, that is at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. morning and evening. Next slide. This was tested in the biological science and educational lab also to see that the biological values are not sent for the cherry juice, and the amount of phenolic acid and the amount of anthocyanins were the same even after the third day. So I was sure that when I have give the juice prepared fresh every day, I would ask the patient subjects to have it for 2 days. The values were the same. It was just kept under the refrigerator. There was no other changes in their nutritive value. And second was management exercises, which I had demonstrated on belly breathing, 4-7-8 breathing, morning breathing, and the instructions were prepared, given to the also. They were all keep a good sleep hygiene, and to reinforce this PowerPoint presentation, whatever was put up in the video and the PowerPoint presentation was given as also to the subject so that they can refer in times of they have any queries. So these were the multi-component interventions which I had given to the experimental group. Next, please.
Yes, madam.
So the data collection period was a period of 6 months where we had controlled experimental group. The data collection period was done in the 2018 and 19. Next.
मुझे नहीं पता ड्यूटी तो स्नेहा मैम ने लगाई है ना मैं तो कल कॉलेज में थी नहीं जब ड्यूटी लगी है ग्रुप में मैसेज
Ma'am
क्यों नहीं
Neha
किया
Singh,
था
ma'am,
जब
please
ड्यूटी
unmute
लगी
yourself, please. Mute yourself, Neha Singh, ma'am.
So coming on to the analysis, the first was to assess the existing visceral adiposity and the biophysiological parameters. Here, in the control experimental group, the obese class 2 was around 46.
Angelina, ma'am.
Angelina, ma'am, you are not audible.
Audible, ma'am. Angelina, ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am.
I think she has lost her network.
Yeah, ma'am, that might be there. Shall I move to next researcher, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
It's frozen.
May I continue?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. Yes, we can go to the post-test thing. Sorry, back.
Post-test,
Yeah.
ma'am.
No, post-test was significantly improved in the experimental group as when compared to the control group, and the stress also was significantly improved with a F value of nearly 41.3. And when we find the correlation, can I go to the correlation slide, please? Next. Next slide, please. Yeah. Here we can find there is the control and pre-test post-test level in experimental group has significantly reduced. Similarly, it has reduced even for the body mass index in the experimental group. It has reduced, and also it has come down in the pre-test of biophysiological parameters of lipid profile, total glycerides, etc. And also the level of stress has significantly come down from 27 to almost 0 in experimental group at the third month. And it was significant at chi-squared value at P 0.001, which was highly significant. Similarly, there was a significant improvement in the quality of sleep also in the experimental group as when compared to the control group. Next slide. Next slide, please. Next.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yeah, yes, yes. So this is the comparison of the stress score in the experimental group and the control group, where ANOVA repeated test also was analyzed, and also Bonferroni was available, which was highly significant, which proved the efficacy of the multi-component intervention. Next. Next slide, please.
Yes, ma'am, I am moving around.
Okay, then it's not.
Ma'am, is it visible to you?
Yeah, this is
I am in
simple
objective.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. So this is a simple bar diagram which shows that there is a significant reduction of the improvement in the quality of sleep from the post-test 1 to post-test 3. Similarly, the stress also is significantly reduced from post-test 1 to post-test 3. The third objective was to find out the correlation between visceral adiposity, selected biophysiological parameters, level of stress, and quality of sleep, where you can find all those marked highlighted in red were significantly correlation between, there was a positive correlation between HDL and BP and high density lipoprotein, blood pressure and high HDL, blood glucose and the HDL, stress and HDL, and also with the sleep and the HDL values had a strong positive correlation. Also, it had a correlation with total cholesterol, triglycerides, LDL, blood glucose, blood pressure, stress, and quality of sleep. All this had a strong correlation with the HDL. Next. Comparing with the BMI hip waist ratio also, LDL had a correlation with HDL and the blood pressure. Similarly, blood pressure had a strong correlation with HDL and blood pressure, and HDL had a correlation with total cholesterol and triglycerides. The fourth one was to find out the association between the visceral adiposity. The associated factors were the age, duration of antihypertensive, the duration of which the subject taken antihypertensive, duration of illness, and duration of hypertension had association with the socio-demographic data and the clinical variables. Next. Remaining all, there was no association. So the fourth objective of hypothesis also was accepted. Coming on to the nursing implications, these were the major findings of the study. And coming on to the nursing implications, the nursing practice, nurses can assess the patients visiting the hospital and community centers for visceral adiposity, hypertension, and encourage them to implement multi-component intervention in their day-to-day for a better health. As a nurse administrators, we can implement this multi-component intervention as an evidence-based practice to reduce the visceral adiposity, biophysiological parameters, level of stress, and improve the quality of sleep for patients with hypertension, since all these are correlated with one another. Nursing education, this evidence-based care can be given to the nursing, can be put up as a part of the nursing students' care plan to enable the nursing to know more about the current knowledge and prevention of hypertension, stress, and utilize these findings to promote the quality of sleep and reduce visceral adiposity among hypertensive population. Nursing research, more research studies can be engaged in order to develop a better measure to assess the effectiveness of cherry extract among the cardiovascular diseases and isolation on obesity. So the recommendations which I would give all is that multi-component intervention can be implemented for all employees in NLC India through the Health Authority NLC. So the research findings are shared to the Health Authority of Neyveli Lignite Corporation, so that can be incorporated to all patients. And also it can be done for a can be used as health into a general public as a community health material also it can be given, and it can be incorporated in patient care management of patients with hypertension in the private hospital through the administrator of the hospital, which has been done in my hospital too. To conclude, multi-component intervention, which has 4 parameters, was a very good intervention, effective health intervention to reduce the visceral adiposity, biophysiological parameters, level of stress, and quality of sleep among the hypertensive population, thereby reducing the morbidity pattern of hypertension. The feedback also was collected from the subjects which I had researched, and they also said that it had given them a good effect on reducing the visceral adiposity and having the BP under control. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful study with enlightening us. Now I take this opportunity to get feedback from the resource persons. Ma'am, feedback, ma'am. Manju, ma'am. Yes,
Congratulations, Angelina ma'am. It was a wonderful research presentation. And hypertension being the major lifestyle disorder today, multi-component intervention is a very effective manner, as you have proved in your research. And I hope there will be more research on this, especially on the cherry administration in future also, so that we can implement in all the sectors. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for valuable feedback.
Okay. Can
Manju,
I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I think the study which has been done is wonderful, and the phenolic acid, which we all know that it reduces the adiposity, which she has proved in 4 parameters, in fact, and this multi-component intervention, and it took 3 months to reduce the stress levels. It's very interesting. Actually, this should be further done to increase the sample size, and so that we can have more generalization. And this belly breathing, combined belly breathing exercises. And I think I'm going to try out this, your 240 ml of cherry juice, because we all are also falling into your sample group, actually. So I thought we are going to do it, and 2 times, which you said 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So this is 240 ml is divided into two parts?
No, ma'am, 240 ml in a single time.
Single time, 240 ml. So that's an excellent study, I think, and it is very much interventional study, and which is required, that nurses are also producing evidence in these diseases. Non-communicable diseases is the government of India is now focusing on non-communicable diseases, and as you know, cardiovascular is one of the important disease which they are addressing. So thank you so much for your presentation, and I'm going to definitely share your findings with my students, and will try to do what you have given the recipe. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your feedback. Khanna ma'am, anything you want to suggest?
Wonderful. We can proceed looking at the time. But if
Yes, ma'am.
Bimla madam and Ashia ji want to just give some thought to it.
Ma'am, Bimla
Can
ma'am
I
and
just
Ashia
have
ma'am.
one concern? It's a good study, very good study, and I think I had not heard that cherry can help so much. Cherry juice can help so much. But the question is that whether you will get cherry juice throughout the year, fresh juice, because the preserved juices are all, has got its own problems. So that is one. Just think over it. Sorry. You want to say something? Kripa, you want to say something?
Coming even in. Yes,
Angelina
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am, yeah. Ma'am, this cherry orchid is available even in our places. It can be grown in our houses also. And once it is been planted, it is available around the year, ma'am. Only it should be properly taken care.
But in Delhi and all, we get for a very short period. So I was wondering, that's one question of mine, of course, and whether somebody supported you. It's very expensive here in Delhi. I don't know about the Andhra if you're getting it very cheap, but I think it's a wonderful study and it can be taken forward. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your
Yeah,
feedback.
Angelina ji, I would like to ask you, you have presented very good study, but what was the reason that the sample size was so small? Because, 200 sample in PhD study is too less, and the findings cannot be generalized, as Dr. Manju Chogani has said, So what was the reason? Because we get these so many times, in OPD is full of, this kind of patients with a problem of heart problem and blood pressure problem and all those things.
Yes, ma'am. Because I had chosen only 200 samples because I had a 4 multi-component intervention, which I need to do justice to all the people because I was the researcher. I didn't have anybody else. So I cannot take more than that. I wanted to see that everybody, all those 4 interventions are being followed. So that only I chose that 200 samples, ma'am.
Yeah. Did you check what is called, the cherry juice which you have given?
Yes, ma'am. The nutritive value was given.
Nutritive value and the index value of that, what is that called, that you have checked that? Because cherry is very, very sweet,
This was a tart cherry, ma'am, not the sweet cherry, ma'am.
Okay.
It was the tart type of cherry. And this was tested and the values remain the same even after 3 samples.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, we will move to our second presenter, ma'am. Introduction of our second research presenter, Professor Dr. Mohammad Hussain, sir. Sir is a 15 plus years of professional experience in a variety of settings and currently working as a vice principal, and he's a president of our NSS Azlia chapter of Maharashtra. And sir is a member of various committees and chairpersons of some, in addition to in the role of observer and evaluator, inspector, and resource person, etc. And sir has attended and participated in workshop conferences at local and state level, national levels. And sir is a research articles are published in referred journals and has been contributing to nursing profession through Maharashtra Nursing Council. And sir has received certificate of Samman and merit by Samsavastra Manch, and he received certificate of Samman merit by Samsavastra Manch and Gokhale Education Society of Nasik, respectively, and is a member of TNI, NOA, NSS, and ISO TD. Now I invite Hussain sir to present his presentations. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hussain sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And a very
Please, sir.
warm good morning to all the NSS family members, delegates. And the first of all thing, I'm a Vice President of Maharashtra chapter. So I wanted to inform you everyone. So now I will start about my study. So my study problem statement is impact of a structural awareness program on cognizance regarding prevention and management of medication errors among nursing officers working in selected hospitals of Maharashtra.
Sir, just a minute, sir. Just I'll take over. Sir, is that visible, sir?
Yeah, it
Yes,
is
sir.
visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. From the second slide. Yes, sir. Thank you. So I will continue with the second slide. So in this research work, the sequence of this introduction, need for the study, literature review, objective and hypothesis, research methodology, analysis and interpretation, summary and conclusion, recommendation and future scope, limitation of the study, and the references. So here in the introduction, I included about the medication. So all the things related to medication, medication errors, type of the medications, and importance of medications, then meaning of medication error, occurrence of medication errors, list of medication errors, causes of medication errors, prevention of medication errors, strategies or management of medication errors, management of patient safety, problems faced by the patient and nursing officers with regards to medication errors. So all the things related to the medication and errors are included in the introduction. Then need of the studies, because we know there are various problems about the medication errors. Even when we go to the hospitals, nobody is going to reveal about the medication errors because there will be the impact to the hospital and will be impact to the services provided by the hospital. So nobody is revealing the medication errors, but even though it is occurring in each and every hospital, there will be the negligence from the nursing, there will be negligence from the management, there will be negligence from the doctors. So many things will be there for the medication errors. So in the need of the studies, I included this. So various factors are there behind the medication errors. And then why there is a need of the study? Sir, 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
So why there is a need of the study? So there is a respiratory depression because of the medication error, anaphylactic or anaphylactoid reactions will be there, renal failures will be there, teratogenic effect will be there, suppression of hypothalamic pituitary gland will be there. So these are the impact to the patients when there is a medication error. Then there is a research objectives which I have included in my study. The primary objectives are to design and develop the awareness program on prevention and management of medication error. So this was the main program which I have given to all the members regarding the prevention of medication error and how we can manage the medication errors. Then to identify the existing cognizance level regarding prevention and management of medication error among nursing officers during clinical practices before implementation of awareness program in selected hospitals of Maharashtra. Then secondary objectives to implement awareness program on prevention and management of medication errors, to find out the cognizance level of nursing officers and to compare the post-test result with the pre-test result and to associate the cognizance level regarding prevention and management of medication errors and to analyze and find out the challenges faced by the nursing officers. The scope of the research work is benefit for the hospitals. Definitely there will be benefit to the hospitals, benefit for the patient, benefit for the healthcare professionals. So these will be the benefit when there is awareness about the medication error. And hypothesis. There will be the lack of knowledge among the nursing officers pertaining to the prevention and management of medication errors. Then there will not be improvement in the cognizance of nursing officers regarding prevention and management of medication errors. Then review of literature which I included in my study is review of literature related to knowledge of medication errors, review of literature related to causes of medication errors, review of literature related to complications of medication errors, and review of literature related to prevention and reductions of medication errors, and review of literature related to management of medication errors. So these are the studies I have included in my studies. So now research methodology. So research methodology here, a flow of research design, research approach, quantitative and qualitative both approach I have used here. And research design, pre-testing research design. Then populations nursing officers from the selected hospitals of Maharashtra. Then sampling technique, non-probability, purposive sampling I used. And then sample size, there was a 300 of nursing officers from the various hospitals of Maharashtra I have selected. Then development of the tool, validity and reliability of the tool, pre-test, so pre-test assessment of cognizance regarding prevention and management of medication error, implementation of a structured awareness program, assessment of cognizance regarding prevention and management of medication errors, analysis and interpretations of the data. Then in phase 3, there was analysis and interpretations, then research findings and report writing, and then conclusions of the research. So variables under the study, independent variables as a structure awareness program, dependent variable cognizance level of nursing officers regarding prevention and management of medication errors, and socio-demographic variables included in this studies are age, sex, religion, type of family, family income, qualification, years of experience. Then validity and reliability was done through the so content validity, total 10 experts has validated the tools, and reliability was then the split half reliability methods was used for the reliability. Then a statistical technique used for the present study. So descriptive statistical mean standard deviation was utilized, and then Z-test is utilized to identify the mean differences, and inferential statistical is applied to determine test of significance. Then here, the organization of the study finding according to the objectives. So in the first objective, they design and develop the awareness program on prevention and management of the medication error. And then second one, description of biocharacteristics, inputs, demographic variables of the nursing officers. Assessment of level of knowledge before SAP, assessment of level of knowledge after SAP, assessment the effectiveness of SAP, structural awareness program, then assessing the associations and challenges faced by the nursing officers. So like this, there was the arrangement of the findings. So here, this is the socio-demographic variables. Here I have taken the variables like age, sex, religion, types of family, family income, and these are the frequencies of these. And then there's a qualification. In qualification, I've included general nursing, JNF, BSc nursing, post BSc, MSc nursing, and others. Then experience I've included, then a frequency of medication errors and mean and manners of reporting. Then these are the some of the diagrams according to the socio-demographic variables. Then here, this was the pre-test before implementing the structured awareness program. So the non-cognizance of pre-test, the poor was 47%, and average was 199 samples, and then good was 54, that was 18%. So this was the pre-test before implementation of the structured awareness program, and this was the post-test, so where the knowledge was increased after giving the SAP, and there was the effectiveness of implementation of structured awareness program. So in a good, there was the 75% of people was with a good response, and they have understood the value of medication errors. And this is the cognizance pre and post test graph. And here there is a associations where I find some of the socio-demographic variables was the significant, like family income was the significant, and the experience was the significant with the association. So here this was the result analysis, and here this is the summary and conclusion. So the recommendations made on the basis of the result. So a comparable investigation produced on the youngsters with various statistical qualities, a complete examination done with the gatherings, a comparative investigations reproduced on a bigger examples for more extensive speculations, a similar investigations led to discover the viability between a structured awareness program and self-instructional module with respect to a similar subject, and a distinct investigations should be possible on same subject among young people. And then this is the future scope. So definitely we know the medication error is very important for controlling medication errors, because the administration of a medication is a part of the nursing profession. So definitely there is a scope for the nursing profession, for the nursing education, nursing administration, and for nursing services, and for the research work of nursing. Then there was a limitations to this study. So this study was limited to the selected hospital only, because many hospitals they have refused, because there was the revealing of data about the medication error. So they have not much of the hospitals was participated in this. So finding applying only to the samples under study, the samples under study willing to participate in the study, and the samples under study may be preoccupied with other work, and samples under study may be on emergency leave or vacation during the data collection. So here the challenges which was faced by the samples or to the nursing officers like various, because there was a workload, there was the scarcity of the staff members, there was no proper training about the medications and all. So when medication error comes in that condition, what they have to do? So there was a lack of thing. So in that conditions, here this study is mostly applied to the hospitals for the knowledge to the nurses. So where there will be a lack of chances for the medication errors. So I say this is very important for all the newcomers, it will be included in the induction or training program to the nurses, where there is a part of administration of medications to the patient. So we can save the life of the patients. We can give a more importance to the hospitals, where there is an improvement will be there in the hospitals, and the services will be good for the hospitals, and the nurses will be in a good faith. So there will be effective implementations of medications. And this is regarding my study. And thank you everyone for kind listening. And first of all, I wanted to thank Suresh Narula madam for giving me an opportunity to present my research study. But because of my this laptop is not working properly, so it was the last moment. So providing me enough support from Muthu sir. So thank you so much, Muthu sir. And thank you all for kind listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a wonderful session, sir. Now I'll take feedback from the respected dignitaries. Dr. Shweta, ma'am.
Congratulations, sir. Maybe due to the technical glitch, I was not able to follow his study properly. The slides and voice were not clear to me. So
Exactly.
I think it's not appropriate to comment on this, as I have not completely heard the study.
Why don't you just pass over this and have Indraji to present?
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute, ma'am. Just
I request all the presenters to put more emphasis on the findings part of it, more than, instead of, literature review and all that, you can skip that part and give maximum time, more time to the, findings, research findings, and its implication. Yes, Indraji?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Shall I start?
Just a minute, ma'am. Now I would like to introduce our third researcher, Professor Dr. Indra Moza, ma'am.
Okay.
Just a minute, ma'am. Madam is a member of Board of Study for Nursing, University of Jammu, and she is a nodal officer for Red Ribbon Club and J&K AIDS Control Society, Jammu, and she is currently working as a principal at Acharya Chandar College of Nursing, Sidra, Jammu, and she started her career with the OT in charge, and she's been awarded by two former health ministers in Jammu and K government, and by project director of organizing motivating the youth for prevention of HIV/AIDS and drug addiction. Madam has authored 2 books and many publications in national and international level, and organized so many workshops, seminars, symposium, and conference at national and international level. And Madam is a life member of TNI, GIHA, NSS, Institutional Advisor, felicitated by NSS Florence Nightingale Birth Award on May 12, 22, and President Gratitude Honor Award as a resource person in MDP for nurses organized by Academic of Hospital Administration of India is collaborated with Acharya Sri, Chandar College Medical Science, Jammu. And proud to be a nurse, she saved a life of 2 clients with ischemic stroke by providing BLS during peak of lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic. And over to you, ma'am, for the presentation of your study.
Please allow to share my screen.
Yes, ma'am. I'll exit, ma'am. You can share, ma'am. Ma'am, go to share screen, ma'am. Is it visible?
Yes,
Ma'am,
to
you
put
are muted,
No,
ma'am.
your screen is not visible.
Mutlu sir, tell her to share
Yes.
screen.
Ma'am, please share your screen, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am, please.
First of all, very good morning to everybody, every dignitaries, especially Ma'am Dr. Savresh Narula Khanna, Ma'am, our patron, our senior advisor, our Dr. Binu Jo, sir, National President, especially Dr. Pitti Kaul, Madam, our advisor, Gladia Chapter 16, J&K.
Muthuji, we can't see the slideshow.
Yes, Indra, ma'am, just share your screen, no, ma'am. Is it not? It's not visible, ma'am.
Just a minute, just a minute. Net is not working here. It's very difficult.
Okay, you
Okay,
can
ma'am.
continue then.
Yes, ma'am.
Indraji, you can continue.
No.
Though the slideshow is not coming.
So I'm Dr. Indra Devi Moza, Principal Acharya Shri Chandra College of Nursing, Education Sidra Jammu, J&K, and NSS President Gladia Chapter 16. My topic is an experimental study to determine the effectiveness of planned health teaching on knowledge to prevent the HIV/AIDS after needle stick injury and post-exposure prophylaxis among GNM second-year nursing students selected in School of Nursing in Jammu. So when we see these needles, everybody is scared of.
Yes, your screen share is now visible.
No, ma'am. I have done it, ma'am. It's not ma'am. I did it, ma'am.
Okay.
Next slide.
Yes. No, ma'am. You can continue, ma'am. Moza, ma'am. You can continue with your PC because it's not. You are not able to share the screen, no, ma'am.
I'll send you. Please share.
Yeah.
I'll send you my PPT.
3 months ago, I asked you to do that.
Ma'am, for whom you have sent, ma'am? For me, you have sent?
I think without wasting your time, Indraji, you can continue.
Yes, ma'am.
He was doing all right. Muthu sir, remove this and let her present.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Let her present.
Yes, ma'am.
So, introduction. Needle stick injury has become a major issue for nursing students. They used to be very much enthusiastic towards the work. They approach with dedication and zeal. On the contrary, their shyness and ignorance make them victims of dreadful disease because they doesn't bother for their safety. A question mark is there if retention of theoretical and practical knowledge by the nursing students has not been obtained during their studentship, the fatal consequences they have to face. Appropriate practice with scientific knowledge can enhance the educational standard and development of the students, nurses practice in clinical areas. Background of the study. An injury.
It is not clear. Is there connectivity problem?
An injury.
Pooja ma'am,
Yes, sir.
Bimla ma'am is asking something, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
We cannot hear.
Now, am I audible to all of you?
Dr. Muthu,
Yes.
we cannot hear.
Am I audible
Yes,
to
ma'am.
all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are audible. Yes.
Bimla ji, she is audible to you?
Bimla ma'am, madam is audible to you, ma'am.
Shall I continue?
Please,
Yes.
No,
Shall I
it is
continue,
getting
sir?
disconnected in between. But anyway, let's see.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
An injury is the penetration of the skin by hypodermic or other sharp objects. That means needles, lancets, razor, blades, scissors, metallic wires, retractors, clamps, pins, in contact with the blood, tissue, or other body fluids before the exposure. It is considered dangerous in medical care setting because there is a possibility of transmitting the blood-borne illness. Risk of transmission is highest for HBV, that is 30%, followed by HCV 3% and HIV 0.3%. So Center for Disease Control and Prevention created a model to assist healthcare practitioners and nursing students in determining the optimal time to begin the antiretroviral treatment. Needle stick injuries became a component of healthcare following the discovery of HIV in early 1980s. A strong foundation is mandatory to improve both in practical and theoretical knowledge efficiently as nursing practitioners. So, problem statement and experimental study to determine the effectiveness of planned health teaching on knowledge of prevention of HIV, AIDS after needle stick injury and post-exposure prophylaxis among GNM second-year students in selected schools of nursing in Jammu. So the objectives of the study are to assess the pre-test score on knowledge level on NSI PEP prevention of HIV among GNM second-year students in selected schools of nursing in Jammu. To evaluate the post-test score on post-exposure prophylaxis after needle stick injury among GNM nursing students in selected schools of nursing in Jammu. To find and compare the mean pre-test and post-test score on post-exposure prophylaxis. Next is to determine the effectiveness on planned health teaching on prevention of HIV/AIDS due to needle stick injury, and to assess the relationship between pre-test and post-test score on post-exposure prophylaxis among GNM nursing students. Now comes the hypothesis. Hypothesis 01, there is no significant variation in mean knowledge score on post-exposure prophylaxis between pre and post-test among GNM nursing. H11, there is a substantial change between the mean knowledge score on pre-test and post-test among
I
GNM.
request GG Joy to please mute yourself, please. Ma'am, please go ahead, ma'am. Ma'am, please continue, ma'am.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hypothesis 02, there is no significant relationship between the mean score of pre-test and post-test on post-exposure prophylaxis among GNM nursing students. Then H12, there is significant relationship between the mean score of pre-test and post-test on post-exposure prophylaxis among GNM second year students under training. Then review of literature. It's related to the knowledge of HIV/AIDS after needle stick injury. Then related to review of literature regarding the prevention of HIV after needle stick injury and post-exposure prophylaxis, and review of literature related to effectiveness of planned health teaching. So I have prepared the conceptual framework, theory of goal attainment by Imogen King defines the action is sequence of behavior involving the mental and physical action and reaction. The King states that the goal of nurse is to help individuals to maintain their health so that they can function in their roles. The domain of the nurse includes promoting, maintaining, and restoring health and caring for the sick and injured and dying patients. So research methodology is based on the research approach, qualitative research. Research design was non-experimental, comparative research design, and sample random technique. Simple random technique has been used to select the sample. Then sampling technique. Out of 300 nurses, I have taken 60 nursing students were selected by using simple random sampling technique. Sample size was 300 students and setting was in 3 schools of nursing in Jammu Tawi. Sampling criteria, it was inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. In inclusion, GNM students who are accessible and interested in participating in the research, and the exclusion criteria was GNM students who were not able or present during the time of data collection. Then data collection tool, it was divided into 2 sections, section A and B. Questions associated with demographic variables and questions related to knowledge and prevention of needle stick injury, post-exposure prophylaxis, and prevention of HIV. Then scale administrative details, number of items, questionnaire with 60 questions, format was paper self-administered, computerized self-administered question paper was prepared. Validity, to confirm the content validity of the research tool was given to experts. The validity was done by experts from various fields, faculty of medical surgical nursing, faculty of infection control nurses, faculty of psychiatry and clinical psychologist, and statistician, English expert, and total were 11. The pilot study was conducted upon 60 nursing students to examine the feasibility of the study, to assess the instrument that would be used to collect the data, and to design a data analysis approach. Then procedure and ethical considerations. Approval from review boards and formal permission from 3 schools of nursing was taken to explain the purpose of the study to nursing students. Plan for data analysis, it was descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. The frequency and the percentage means standard deviation and range of knowledge score. Knowledge GNM second year nursing students for understanding the post-exposure complexes. The frequency, percentage, mean, media, standard deviation of second year students before and after the introduction of organized institution were analyzed and presented in the form of tables and diagrams. The paired t-test was performed to determine whether or not there was statistically significant difference in mean knowledge scores between the pre-test and post-test. To determine the relationship between the pre-test and knowledge score and demographic factors, the chi-square test was utilized. P-value was 0.05 was considered as significant. Analysis and interpretation of data. Section first, findings related to demographic distribution of GNM second year students. Section second, findings related to compare the result of pre-test and post-test on knowledge level to prevent the HIV/AIDS. Section third, findings related to comparison of the pre-test and post-test score on knowledge level, and section fourth, findings related to assess the effectiveness of planned health education on HIV/AIDS. Then section fifth was findings about the relationship between the pre-test and post-test, pre-test score and set of demographic variables among GNM second year students. So this distribution of the demographic data was divided into age, frequency, as well as the percentage. Age, it was gender, type of family, urban, rural, type of school, government, private, occupation, no job, government job, private job, business, self-employment, employed, or so these were particulars in father's, mother's occupation as well as father's occupation. So analysis and interpretation of data was section first, findings related to demographic distribution of GNM second year students. Second, findings related to compare the results of the pre-test and post-test knowledge level of the prevention to prevent the HIV/AIDS after needle stick injury. Section third, findings related to comparison of pre-test and post-test score on knowledge level on post-exposure prophylaxis after needle stick injury. Then section fourth, findings related to assess the effectiveness of planned health education on HIV prevention. Then section 5 was findings about the relationship between the pre-test and set of the demographic variables among second year students. So this was the section second, pre-test and post-test on knowledge. Then analysis again and
Ma'am, I request you to go with the outcome, ma'am, results.
So this was the section. This is the discussion. Majority of the findings was 52% students were from the age group of 18 years, 94% 0.7% are female students, and 68.7% students living in joint family, and 92% are from urban, and 67% are studied in private schools. Mothers of 92%, 92.3% students are housemakers, and father of 64% students are in private jobs. Section 2 findings have prior to the examination, the majority findings related to assess the pre-test and post-test score on knowledge level on post-exposure prophylaxis among GNM nursing students selected in nursing college, nursing schools of Jammu. So prior to the examination, the majority of 81.3% students had poor knowledge. 15.0% students exhibit medium knowledge, and with 3.7% having exceptional knowledge about HIV and prevention of needle stick injury. Following needle stick injury and post-exposure prophylaxis, whereas the majority of 58.0% students had enough knowledge, 41.3% students have average knowledge, and 0.7% students have insufficient understanding about the HIV prevention. Then findings related to comparison of the pre-test and post-test on knowledge level on post-exposure prophylaxis. Students post-test score increased significantly. Post-test knowledge scores average was 367.6 points. There was a significant improvement above their pre-test knowledge score of 15.38864. The computed Z test static is 18.60569, and the associated p-value is 0.000. It indicates that the post-test group has more statistical information than the pre-test group, indicating that the null hypothesis is ruled out. Then section 5, findings related to determine the effectiveness on planned health teaching on prevention of HIV. Similar study post-test score for nursing students improved the considerably. Students mean post-test attitude score was 367.06, a sustainable increase over their pre-test attitude score of 158.64. The estimated t-test static is 30.159932, and the associated p-value is 0.0001, which is extremely tiny, very less than 0.05, indicating rejection of the null hypothesis. It demonstrates the efficacy of organized health education in lowering the prevalence of HIV/AIDS among the second-year students. Then section 5, findings related to association between the present score and selected demographic variables among GNM second-year students. The child score test was performed to see if there was a link between HIV/AIDS awareness and knowledge prevention following needle stick injury and post-exposure prophylaxis and socio-demographic variable among GNM students. The result indicated that with a p-value less than 0.05, there was no significant relationship between knowledge of prevention and socio-demographic variables of HIV/AIDS after needle stick injury and post-exposure prophylaxis with socio-demographic variable among GNM students. In conclusion, due to a lack of clinical experience and personal safety awareness, the nursing students are at risk of occupational bloodborne illnesses exposure. Then OSHA recommends the following preventive actions: use of safety devices, needles equipped with needleless connections and systems, retractable technology, self-blunting technology, and additionally, OSHA warns against dangers of the needle handling techniques including the bending or recapping needles. So implication in nursing practice. The nursing practice encompasses all the rules, functions, duties, and actions for which a registered nurse is trained, qualified, and authorized. The nursing practice is guided by the ideals that govern how nursing care is delivered. The nurses working in hospitals, hospital settings can benefit from such study, since it will go more insight into HIV/AIDS prevention following injuries caused by the needle stick injuries and post-exposure prophylaxis. So this is the biomedical waste. So cytotoxic drugs in black bin, solid waste in red bin, and anatomical waste in yellow bin. Then infected plastics, syringes and gloves, plastic waste in blue bin. And lastly, in transparent bin container, we are putting the needles and sharp glasses. Whatsoever is in sharp form, we are putting in this. And then we are packing it totally. This is the protocol from our medical college, Acharya Shirchandra College of Nursing. They are closing those bins 2/3 with 3/4 space is covered, and then we are putting into closest bins, and then we are proceeding towards this biomedical waste. We are giving them for discard in pits. So whenever there is the NSS prick, needle stick injury, then we should not have any panic. No panic is there, should be there. Immediately we should wash with soap and water. In fact, we should squeeze it and we should take a little bit of blood. In fact, we should not take into the mouth, or we should suck it. So this is not good for the health. Then exposure reported. That is, exposure should be reported. A form is to be filled, and it is based on the 3 things: first, second, and third. Means if there is only scratch, or there is little bit of this scratch, so it depends upon the medical officer whether to go for the negative, that is 1 and 2, or go for the third number, that is for positive. Then consent is also taken by the client, and initiation of PEP is started within before 72 hours, or within 24 hours, or with 2 hours after this needle stick injury is. Precautions during handling the needles. Standard precautions must be followed by using PEP. Work surfaces must be nurses and nursing students must be immunized against hepatitis B virus. Spilling of blood and other bodily fluids must be promptly cleaned, and disposable needles should be used. Never recap needles and with 2 hands, and proper disposal after use should be there.
Indra ma'am, one submission ma'am. Indra ma'am, one submission actually. Please conclude ma'am, as we are dealing with the time ma'am. Please conclude the thing ma'am.
Okay.
I request you to conclude. Please.
And I think she has already concluded and she's continuing after that.
Yes ma'am. Yes ma'am.
So there is the implication for the nursing education. Nurses play a key role in prevention of HIV by significant functions such as health education to youths, high risk groups, and eligible couples. There is no treatment or vaccine not able to cure this menace. So implication in nursing administration. Naturally, we have to see, as an administrator, we have to prepare the slides for the students, that if the needle stick injury happens, what you have to do, because the new batch, whenever they are attending the clinical areas, they are very, they doesn't know how to tackle with the situations during the practices, during their clinical practices. So recommendations, the same study can be a big sample. The same study can be done in community settings. And next.
Yes, ma'am.
Dissemination of the findings. Research journals, we can, the findings can be disseminated through research journals, short communications, scientific paper presentations, conferences, webinars, seminars, workshops, and health education, etc. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful study, ma'am. Now I take feedback from the ma'am. First of all, I would like to call Dr. Shweta, ma'am. Feedback.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations, ma'am. And as we all know, needle stick injury is a much common problem, especially among the students, and this study will be very helpful. But my suggestion is there is already much more studies available on this, and especially STP and PTP. As this is your PhD study, you could have gone for a better intervention, which could have made this study more effective, is what I think. And during research presentations, we focus mainly on result interpretation analysis part rather than the PTPA, is what I think.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr.
Manju, ma'am.
Indraji, Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Indraji, I would like to tell you that this, you said it is experimental study, but
Yeah.
it seems to be, descriptive, pre and post test, descriptive and comparative study instead of experimental study, especially
Thank
for
you.
assessing the knowledge, of the students or anything. It is a descriptive, more of the descriptive study, not the experimental study, because we have never given any intervention. Health education is not the intervention,
Yes,
Thank you,
that's
ma'am.
right.
Thank you for your
That's
valuable
right. I
feedback.
also
Next,
wanted to say,
next, it will be the best.
yeah. However, it is a very, very common problem that needle stick injury, and people are not aware of post-exposure prophylaxis. It is available in the hospital. Still, people are not aware where to go, and because the signages are not properly put, and we always come across so many cases, especially in OBGY, where we belong to episiotomy, suturing during giving cut and all that. It is very, very common thing. But yes, I echo the same, the comments given by the other people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Bimla, ma'am, anything you wanted to add, ma'am?
I think I support Shweta by saying that in PhD presentation, we are really interested, go straight to objective hypothesis, methodology, and that also in a brief methodology, but we are interested in findings which we can really implicate it or tell our students or colleagues to use that as a part of the practice. So in PhD presentation, all of your experts who are sitting here, they really know methodology, they know that how the review of literature is done and all that, Indira. We would have really liked to hear more of the findings part of it. And but anyway, good effort made. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your valuable feedback. Khanna, ma'am, anything you want to give feedback?
No, all well done. We will make the guidelines
Okay,
to
ma'am.
focus more on in written, and will
Yes,
be
ma'am.
sent with the next request to
Surely,
other
ma'am.
presenters.
Yes.
We
Now I
come
take this.
to,
Now I take this opportunity to call our beloved patron, ma'am, for giving a vote of thanks, ma'am.
Most of these
Over to you.
type of presentations should not be more than 10 to 15 minutes.
okay, ji.
Yes,
Keep
ma'am.
in mind.
Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. We will make one protocol, ma'am, along with you. Ma'am,
It's
we'll discuss,
always
ma'am.
hard to say goodbye when we all want to enjoy each other's company to this possible time, but reality is different. We need to get back to our committed responsibilities. My sincere thanks to our chief guest, resource person, guest of honor, special guest, our NSS founding president, organizing team, presenters, audience, and our lovely students. Last but not least, to our both masters of ceremony who have done marvelous job to keep this program going smoothly. Additionally, thanks to our dear Professor Dr. Muttu sir for developing PPT. Thank you all. Best wishes and God's blessing. Good morning to all of you and have a good day and
Good night to you. Good night to you both.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Okay, take care. Thank you, Muthuswamy and the other
Thank you.
masters. Thanks a
Be
lot.
sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you to the
Thank you,
speakers
and
also.
bye bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you to the
Bye-bye.
speakers
Thank
also.
you. Now it is time for us
Bye.
to sleep.
Yeah,
Oh, good
yeah.
night. Good
Yeah.
night.
Okay.
Yeah. Good to see you all.
Yeah, thank you, Indraji.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep sir. At least I saw you.
Welcome, ma'am.
Have a photo. Oh, you are Gaib again.
Sandeep
Thank you,
sir,
Madam
कैसे हैं?
Khanna
Thank you
ji.
both.
Thank you, Bimla ji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Asha ji.
And congratulations to all the inductees again.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Clapping. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Muthu.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you. संदीप सर कैसे हैं?
बढ़िया सर, आप बताइए कैसे हो?
क्या सर, आपका नंबर तो दे दो, बात करेंगे एटलीस्ट. जस्ट गिव मी योर नंबर सर.
ले लो सर. 70420
90
7042 70 सर. 70
70420
420 89
89
768.
76
How are you,
768.
Alka ji?
I'm fine, ma'am. I'm fine, ma'am.
आज अलका मैम बहुत सीरियस है आज मैम.
अलका मैम, और मैम
नहीं सीरियस नहीं हूँ. मैं सुन रही थी. गुड मॉर्निंग सर. गुड मॉर्निंग.
आशा मैम कुछ बोल रहे थे, पूछ रहे थे आपको मैम.
क्या बोल रहे थे?
कैसे हो
नहीं,
मैम?
आपको पूछ रहे थे मैम.
हाँ, मैं
कैसे हो,
अलका
कैसे?
जी से पूछ रही थी. अलका जी, आप कैसी हैं?
हाँ, आशा जी ने पूछा
जी
आपको
मैम.
मैम.
अच्छी हो. आप कैसे हो?
मैं ठीक हूँ.
बहुत अच्छा लग
Muthu
रहा
has
है.
done a great job. Muthu,
ऑनलाइन तो देख.
thumbs up.
Yes ma'am.
You have done a great job.
Thank you ma'am. Thank you so much ma'am.
Wonderful. And thank you, Sandeep sir, to be here from your duties and whatever responsibilities are there. And Alka ji,
Thank
best
you,
wishes
guys.
to you for your June 26th and 7th. And
26.
who
Yes,
else is
thank you,
there?
ma'am.
I couldn't read the name.
It's a webinar on forensic nursing.
Identify yourself. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
I
night,
don't-
ji. Good night.
didn't know
Bye-bye.
the name.
Good night, Aisha ma'am.
Yes,
Good night,
thank
sir.
you ma'am. Thank you so much. Good night ma'am.
Good night.
Khanna ma'am, thank you so much ma'am for providing us a wonderful platform ma'am. Again and again we'll be thanking you because without you it should not be possible.
Without
These kind of
you, we
platform.
couldn't proceed. You know it. I'm zero in the technology. But
No ma'am, you are
On
the
this platform
inspiration to
only
us
we are
ma'am. With your presence only we
seeing
can
each
go
other.
ahead ma'am, all those activities.
हाँ बेटा कैसे हो? अलका कहाँ गई अलका? अभी
Ma'am,
आई.
is Alka ma'am? Khanna ma'am is calling.
मैं अच्छी हूँ मैम. मैं अच्छी
हाँ,
हूँ.
अब देखो अब आ रही हंसी.
अब देखो स्माइल अभी आई.
हंसी नहीं, अब तो फुहारा छूट रहा है हंसी का.
मैं सोच रहा था सुबह मैडम ने ब्रेकफास्ट क्या लग रहा है इसे, है ना? अलका मैम, आज मुझे लग रहा है ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं किया आपने.
नहीं किया है.
वेरी नाइस.
मैम,
ये
रुमा मैम
प्लेटफॉर्म पे
कैसे हो
एक
आप?
दूसरे को देख सकते हैं. बहुत अच्छी बात है सर.
रुमा मैम कैसे हो आप?
मैं तो बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ. आप बताइए कैसा है,
बस
फैमिली कैसी
बढ़िया.
है?
आई एम मीटिंग फर्स्ट टाइम रूमा मैडम.
सब बढ़िया मैम.
अलका जी, आप मेरा मैसेज दे दें सर को, मिस्टर ताजने जी को. रिगार्ड्स.
हाँ जी जी जी
ठीक है,
जी
कह रहे
मैम जी मैम
ठीक है, ऐसे कैजुअली नहीं ना, अच्छी तरह से।
थैंक यू
We remember him very much.
आप जम्मू में रहते हो? कहाँ पर रहते हो? आपको क्लोज?
हाँ जी,
आपका कॉलेज जम्मू में है ना? प्रॉपर जम्मू?
किसको पूछ रहे हो? मुझे या अलका को?
किसको पूछ रहे हैं आप?
नहीं, डॉक्टर इंद्रा मैम को
अच्छा हाँ
पूछ
डॉक्टर
Indra ma'am, Sandeep sir is asking to you. Indra ma'am,
यस सर
Sandeep sir want to talk to you, ma'am. Sir is asking something to you. Sandeep sir.
यस सर
Where is your college in Jammu?
सर पार्डन आई कांट हियर
मैम आप अभी जम्मू पुणे में किसी को कहाँ पर होना? तो मैंने आपको आपका
आई कैन नॉट हियर यू सर
इनकी आवाज क्यों
Sir,
नहीं आ रही ठीक से? मुट्टू जी, क्या हो रहा है?
yes, Sandeep sir, I think your voice is not audible, Sandeep sir. It's not
not
proper
audible.
actually. Yeah, it's
cannot
not proper actually. No, you just take out that earphone, sir. I think that is the issue. Sir, it is not proper, sir. Properly, it's not audible.
नहीं, क्या क्वेश्चन क्या है, पूछ तो लो अच्छी तरह। लिख के भेजो मुझे, मैं अभी उसे बताती
You
हूँ।
text.
Cannot
Yeah,
hear
that
you.
would be better. Yes, ma'am. Sandeep sir, text करो madam को नहीं तो that would be better.
Yeah. क्या पूछा, क्वेश्चन ही नहीं पता चल रहा। ओ, इंदिरा जी पूछ रहे हैं कि आप कहाँ पे पोस्टेड हो?
मैं जम्मू में J&K जम्मू आचार्य श्रीचंद्र कॉलेज ऑफ नर्सिंग
संदीप सर देख लो, मैं डाला हूँ इधर आचार्य जी कॉलेज, आचार्य चंद्र कॉलेज।
मैंने लिख दिया जम्मू वहां पे। या
basically I am from Kashmir but migrated to this place because the situations
Yeah, that's true, madam.
या वो कनेक्शन नहीं है ना, तो फिर कोई बात नहीं।
Some issue is there, ma'am, with the Sandeep sir. I think network issue might be, ma'am. Khanna, ma'am.
Yeah.
आप
How,
सर
Sandeep
मुझे
sir?
आप सर मुझे नंबर दे दीजिए फिर मैं बात करूंगी आपसे।
That would be better, ma'am.
Oh, he is saying next year is his posting there. That's why he is making connections. Now I know.
where you will be posted?
In Jammu Kashmir.
Very nice, very nice. We'll welcome you.
Now I know what was the interest.
We
Okay,
are welcoming all the we are welcoming all of you.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope my next posting Jammu. Because
no issue. You can come.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is in West Bengal now, Siliguri, and he was in Bihar, but still he is obliging us with being again president post on Bihar, and July 28th they have the program. So please, all of you are invited to support him and to support us. So we all should be present for their presentations.
Okay.
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 He has given you personal invitation now. I'm in between. liaison person to give you. So 28th of July, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ji. Good night, Indra. When are you coming next to Canada? I'm waiting here.
Maybe
saying.
next year. Maybe next
next-
year.
Okay, God
We'll
willing.
meet. We'll meet.
Yeah, I had such a good time, really. Enjoyed it, and such a pleasant person.
I remember the
So,
days.
right. I see Rumaji is still around. Good morning, Rumaji. I don't know who is the man controlling this, if I can see her proper picture. Muttu sir has gone, I think. he got
No, yes, I
tired.
am there, ma'am. I'm here.
Can you put Rumaji
No,
on?
I'm here, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
How are you, beta? I was just saying if you can put Rumaji
hi.
Chaudhary
Fine, fine.
on. Bye, beta. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. Oh my God. You're welcome. You made my night. You made my day.
Thank
Such a
you
good
so much.
guy like that.
So sweet, so cute.
Yeah, like daddy. Put Roma Chaudhary, if you can put her on screen.
Is there, ma'am?
But I can't see her properly. That's why I'm saying. Can you enlarge it? How you do it? You are
Yes,
doing
ma'am.
everybody here.
Yes. Ruma, ma'am, unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I can see your waving of hand.
Yeah,
but
you can talk, ma'am. You can talk. I have unmuted you. You can talk,
maybe
ma'am.
she
Ruma,
is
ma'am, you can
in
talk.
Singapore. She's in Singapore. So you cannot connect.
Ruma, ma'am, you can talk, ma'am.
See, we cannot hear.
I think some issue with this thing, I think, ma'am.
Not audible.
I have unmuted you, but I don't know why your voice is not audible. No, it's not audible, ma'am. You are now
Again,
you are muted.
somebody muted her.
Now you are unmuted.
Say something.
You just take out that earphone, ma'am. You just take out that earphone. I think that the issue with the earphone. Just take out that
Yes.
earphone, ma'am. Yes, now it is audible, ma'am.
Oh, might be with some problem with your.
Ah, see, now I can see you and I can hear you. Oh,
Now it is audible, ma'am.
so nice.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Binu sir, Muttu sir, for giving
Thank you,
us
ma'am.
this opportunity.
And thank you for being on Bihar's chapter.
Definitely, ma'am. I'm working on it and I will get connect with Muttu sir for my PPT
Yeah.
help and
For
all this.
PPT, he is
Where I go.
Surely, ma'am. I am there. I'll help you, ma'am. Not a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. He is the one life savior. So
Yeah.
yeah, part of it to help you. But thank you for taking initiative to make the PPT. Still, there is time,
Yeah,
but
ma'am.
time runs very fast. So just to prepare it 2 weeks ago, like prior to the our event.
Yes, ma'am. I have put some PPT, dance PPT and all this for 5 minutes of this.
Very
All
nice.
I took from SGT University site.
All right. Okay. So that will be fun day.
So I
night.
will give this to Muttu sir just to see whether he can play it or not. I'm able to play in my PPT.
Okay.
I'll send it to
So
Muttu.
also from this presentations, it will be a little diversion. So will be all fun.
Yeah, and there will be dance and all this through.
Yeah, right.
Bihar
right.
culture is there.
Cultural.
I
Yeah,
cover
right.
that
Foreign
culture.
culture.
Your culture.
And just one keynote speaker, and that's it. So it will be a great change. Thank you.
Let's see, ma'am. We are
And
okay.
thanks to Sandeep sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good night, ma'am. Good night. It's too late for you. Now it is
Yes.
1:30 p.m. for you.
Yes. 1:30 a.m. And now I'm going to say good night finally to Alka ji, to Indra ji, whichever I am seeing here, to you and to Muttu sir.
Right, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good night, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am.
Night, night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
And good
Good
day
night.
to each
Good
and
day.
everyone.
Wish you the same, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
if you come to Singapore, please visit and meet us.
Surely, ma'am.
This is
Sure.
Surely,
open
ma'am.
invitation for each and everyone.
Sure,
I'm in
ma'am.
Sure,
Singapore.
sure.
It is too small.
Sure, ma'am. Just connect with the WhatsApp chat, ma'am. Whatever you said, we will connect with the WhatsApp chat, ma'am.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Okay, good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Alka,
Bye-bye.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Indra, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, Ruma,
Good
ma'am.
night,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Good night. Shall I end the team, ma'am? Shall I end the
Yes.
Zoom? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, okay, sir.